No moi, it's Joinen, and I am a Troom addict. No, but seriously, let me get real with you guys. I have an unhealthy relationship with Troom, and I will be the first to admit it. Some of you may be getting tired of Troom and other regular segments on my channel, and frankly, so am I. But the issue of all the Troom videos is a much larger situation that I want to shed some light on. I know it's bizarre to make a serious, honest-to-God breakup video about Troom, but that's just because there's so much more going on. And Troom is just the cherry on top of this a big old piece of cake. Let me be clear. I owe a huge part of my moderately sized success on this platform to Troom and the videos they produce that I obviously react to. I could not be more thankful to this life hack gone comedy sketch channel that we all know and love, and Troom, it's not you, it's me. I'm not exactly sure how many Troom videos I've made at this point, but I estimate it to be around 30-ish, give or take, which is a lot of dang videos about one topic, which is very intentional for many reasons, most of which can be boiled down to one reason: my size on this platform. Joinen, one thing. What? So, being an upper of the lower sized YouTube channel presents itself with certain challenges that I never would have predicted had I never have been in this situation. Because rewind 300 or 400 videos and there I was, a brand new YouTuber, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and I had the entirety of YouTube in front of me, and I was absolutely no one. Known for absolutely nothing. It's a daunting world to stand in front of because you have absolutely no direction. You think you might know where you're going, but you're not entirely sure, and let me just tell you, it doesn't really end up where you think. Because to achieve any level of success on this channel is to pull a string that just doesn't stop. You could go back and pull on some other strings, but they're not very long. And this one just keeps on going. But me afraid to trap myself into a corner, I always tried to keep my content varied. And for the most part, I could. Sure, some topics seem to do super well, but I wanted to keep some level of integrity. I used to not even approach a topic if I had talked about it at some point in the past, however many months. But pausing there, it's important to note that I had given myself a deadline after finishing my uni course. I would live at home and put all my efforts into trying to make YouTube my job. And before the deadline was up, I was making a few dollars here and there, and that was enough to encourage me to delve into it all. It's not to say I was doing YouTube for the money, but more so I was doing YouTube to do YouTube. I always wanted to make YouTube my job. Not make mega big cash, but to just make YouTube my job. Enter Troom. Well, enter Reddit videos and the Nice Guys videos, but after a little while, enter Troom and 5-Minute Crafts and everything else that kind of goes along with that name. They became my big hits, and I started playing this game of how many videos do I have to release in between my Troom videos to not be considered a hack. This went on for so long, and eventually I started to see it a different way. That I didn't have a content problem, I had a pride problem. After a brief explosion of subs, my growth had slowed down, and I started to ask myself the question: if I just swallowed my pride and gave into the algorithm and milked topics for all they're worth, could I grow my channel to the size where I could start to make the videos I want to make? And spoiler alert, yes! But also, no. But anyway, going forward, I decided to put my head down, not stress about what people would think about me for making my 30th Troom or My Story animated video, and instead worry about all of that when I could afford to. And it works. I don't mean to talk about what I've done in a negative way because it's advice I still stand by. If you're specifically trying to make YouTube your job as fast as possible, finding your successes and sucking them dry just objectively works. I don't think it's a waste of time in other aspects either. Doing daily videos for months now, I don't have to be proud of my video topics to be proud of how I've progressed as an entertainer. Learning the ability to turn videos for one target demographic into something entertaining for an entirely different subset of people. There's no possible way I could have live streamed the recording of my first Troom video. I couldn't think that fast yet, and the sheer amount of content I've made from all various different topics has improved that skill for me. Obviously, I've still got a ways to go, and I want to keep learning and getting better, and comfort is the enemy of progress. So I'm ditching the Troom videos, or Kinda. I guess I'm ditching making Troom videos for the sake of releasing a video that will perform well. I mean, the first time I reacted to Troom, it was worth it because not many people had seen it. There was so much more to say. And I guess that's the difference between commentary and reaction. I slowly started to shift towards reaction because you didn't have to say anything new. You just had to be fun, which I still stand behind. I hate the commentary grind of finding a new thing to hate, even if it doesn't deserve to be hated. With reactions, you can just kind of have more fun with it. And that aspect of my channel isn't going anywhere. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to embrace further on this channel. Stepping further away from what could be considered commentary and instead just having fun. But earlier I mentioned that I would ride this wave until I was big enough to get off. So does this mean that my channel is now big enough that I can just do whatever I want? No. Not by a long shot. And ideally, I'd love to be much bigger so I wouldn't have to stress about how the lack of Troom will affect me financially. But if I'm really honest with myself, I'm not sure it would ever feel like the right time. If you're gonna change your content, you're probably always gonna take a financial hit, and it's probably always gonna be the same, at least percentage-wise, no matter how big your channel is. I don't mean to talk money and the financial implications of being a YouTuber, but it's weirdly, but I guess obviously, intertwined when YouTube is your full-time job. So, no more Troom videos? No, well, not really. And I mean, let me make this clear. When I say Troom, I don't just mean Troom. I mean the whole cyclical reactionary aspect of my channel, where we have Troom, Girls Go Games, and Darman, and just whatever else we have on repeat. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that though. I can't just go, okay, bye, and give up on every single topic I have on my channel and take a hard left turn. I will die. My channel will shrivel up and gasp for air as my oxygen-giving viewers pack their bags and migrate. So don't expect any drastic changes, really. Despite making this whole video, I don't really want the pressure of all these prying eyes being like, hey, I thought there was no more Darman. Because let me tell you, there's still a lot more Darman to come. It's more of an ethos change rather than a content change, I suppose. Everything will be a slow process, and there'll be new types of videos that pop up here and there, and I just encourage you to give them a go, even if they're not the usual, because it's hard to trust the YouTube algorithm. I'd rather appeal to you, the real-life human being. There may even be a Troom video here and there, but boy, it better be good. If you're wondering what some of the content will be, I honestly don't really know. That's for us to discover this coming year. I am enjoying streaming on Twitch, and I like hanging out there, and I think I'd like to start turning some of the hanging out shenanigans into some fun videos and get you guys involved and all that good stuff. And just to make it super clear, I'm not trying to talk down all those reaction channels and commentary channels and you who makes Troom reaction videos and only Troom reaction videos, whoever you are. I respect it. I just like to change up what I'm doing on the occasion, and this video is more of a declaration of the beginning of a slow transition into what I hope will be a more enjoyable channel that suits my lemony vibes even better. And so with that, I thought it would be fun to have a look at my very first Troom video all these years later. Okay, let's go. No more, it's Joinen. I saw this video on the trending page on YouTube, and I watched like half a minute of it, and it was so strange to me that I had to pause it and set up a camera.
Summer school is a hot place, but what to do if no food is still allowed in class? Watch.
Geez, I mean, there's a little bit of wasted space here. I feel like maybe I could have blown this video up a little bit more so it was taking up a little bit more of the screen. There's all this blank space. It's so funny looking back at the videos and just being like, how did you just gloss over that? Okay, first of all, you don't need to tell me to watch the video. I'm already watching it. Troom. It's like the first time those words are leaving my mouth. I'm like, Troom is the channel. This is back when Troom used to actually get on trending. I feel like they haven't been on trending for a long time.
Is cut out a felt strip.
Oh no, this is too difficult for me.
Hot glue it around the thermos cap. Cut out red foam rubber overalls.
Red foam rubber?
Tape it to the thermos. Attach a pocket. Define the details. Put ice cream into the thermos.
I feel like I'm giving myself Gordon Ramsay on TikTok vibes. Oh no. Oh, why would you do that? Foam rubber? Oh, you donut.
She has a special utility knife in her pencil case.
What?
Take apart a utility knife and remove the blade.
What?
Snip off a
No! No! Your teacher doesn't let you take ice cream in. So for whatever reason, you've dressed up a thermos as a minion. So you've got your minion sitting on your desk, which totally blends in way more than a regular old thermos. Setting aside the fact that I need to get foam rubber from somewhere. How are we gonna eat it when we have no spoons? Never fear, I keep a utility knife in my pencil case. It's not that different. Which I guess emphasizes my point even more. It's like, it's not that different to how I would react to it today. I think the main difference is, like, I look back at my older videos and I'm a lot slower. I have a lot less energy, which some people probably prefer. It might be more their vibe. But I also think, like, I also just have a lot less to say. Like, that was fine. I had a little spiel there. But otherwise, I'm like, what? No. Huh? I don't know. Maybe I still do that.
My minion pencil case is just a thermos in disguise. She'll never suspect anything is wrong.
Yeah, no, she won't suspect anything is wrong when she catches her presumably quite young student eating ice cream out of a minion using a utility knife. Like, your teacher won't let you have a thermos on your desk, but she'll let you eat from a utility knife? It also used to be so easy. I feel like we hadn't seen much of this before, so it was like genuinely mind-blowing. This is just like an honest reaction. It wasn't a craft. These days, I know Troom so well that I know that I can just actually put on any Troom video and, like, yeah, there's gonna be stuff to say, but...
Teacher has had sunstroke.
Are you saying a teacher can't drink water or else people will assume she's had a sunstroke? Because here's the thing, if it's just flavored drinks that are banned, just buy a bottle that isn't see-through. Want to get drunk in the classroom, but afraid of what the blue-eyed girl will think? It's easy. Pour any clear spirit into your choice of bottle. I have a cup here. No one will be able to tell that you're secretly getting trolleyed. Chuck it back. Ah, yeah? Classic Joinen. Getting drunk at school life hacks. Yes.
Weird pencil. Instead of the lead, there are little marshmallows in it.
Okay, at this point, the real top tip is just eat a little bit more at lunch. You clearly need to just put a couple more snacks in your lunchbox or you've got worms.
Make a parchment paper.
The interesting thing about this video is that I remember filming this and it feeling like the first genuine commentary. I don't know whether it's commentary or reaction, but I feel like it was the first time I had done this, or at least done it sort of well. Like, I remember coming out of that being like, oh dang, like that was all right. But I guarantee you, whatever responses I was having, they may seem quick, but this was edited and I know that I would kind of like sit there, like I would pause it and be like, oh, there's something to say here. And I would think on it for a little while and I would say something, which I guess still happens in my Twitch streams. But I do think that, like, filming so many dang Troom videos, you have your responses preloaded. Like, you already know what's going to happen. So you're like, okay.
What about a refreshing ice pop?
Oh, no. See, you know, there's some things you can wait, okay? You have like 2 periods before your lunch or recess or whatever break you have. It doesn't take that long. You don't need to come up with ways to sneak in iced goods. I don't know. Hearing my little spiel earlier, I was like, maybe I've become better as an entertainer. I've got more things to say. I feel like maybe the things I have to say are very similar. Maybe the delivery is slightly different. I think it would have taken me a little while. I just remembered, back when I used to film these videos, I would have an idea about what I wanted to say, and I would open up Word, and I'll type it out, and then I would sit there and I would say it to the camera. And that's how I used to do these videos. Like, I wouldn't have a script beforehand, but I would kind of like stop and write down what I had to say. But it's just really funny to think about how I used to do it versus now literally sitting in front of hundreds of people and being like, all right, watch me awkwardly stumble over my words. Live. What are we doing?
Condensed milk over the banana. Cover it with sprinkles. Dolly takes off the cap and takes out tasty banana sticks instead of brushing.
Ugh, they look gross. That's exactly what I was gonna say. No, look, hold on. I just want to clarify. I'm not trying to like sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm so good now. I'm so good at reacting to videos. That's not what I'm... I mean, sure, I guess that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that all this like Troom, My Story Animated, Starman, all these videos that I'm just like watching on repeat. It's almost like boot camp for being a YouTuber. You put yourself through the absolute ringer. You have to film so many videos and you have to kind of make it entertaining every single time. I think it's just good practice. We can't bring knives to school, but smart idea. Tristan gets it. He's like, yeah, that was pretty smart, but unfortunately it's not gonna work. What a nice kid. He has videos. Supper Extreme Sour Warhead.
So I'm gonna try the Extreme Warhead.
Nice. Yeah, I used to do this actually all the time on the Troom because I was fascinated with the idea of like, who's actually watching Troom. And so I'd always go to the comments, go through the comments and like click on the people's channels and see what they're about. And people sometimes say like, why don't you do that anymore? And it's because I specifically, in the monetization option, have to check a box now that says, this video does not contain any kids. So that kind of just ruined that whole shtick where I used to go check out like the up and comers, check out their channels and see what they're all up to. Anti-Jeffrey, those were the days. Anyway, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. But anyway, I hope you guys have had as good as a 2020 as you could have had. And I hope 2020 is a lot better. And I'm certainly gonna try with all my might to make better content that I can be, I guess, more proud of. And I hope you guys stick around for the journey. And like I said, please give maybe the different sort of content coming out, give that a chance. And hopefully I can get this brand new ball rolling and start pushing this channel into a fun new direction. And make sure to come and follow me over on Twitch at twitch.com/Joinen, but on Twitch, where this is all going to be going down. And I actually do want to get you guys involved in some of the videos and stuff like that, like we have done a couple of times before. And while you're down in the description finding that Twitch link, make sure to get some of the sweet lemon carton merch. It's got a cute little lemon carton on it, and the emotional baggage tote bag is still available, still for a limited time. So get that while you can. It will be leaving soon-ish. And I'll see you guys next year. It's tomorrow.